Flip over a Korean sunscreen. Down in the actives is a word almost nobody says out loud: Ethylhexyl Triazone. It is one of the steadiest sun filters ever made, and we count it in 460 bottles. An American sunscreen still cannot use it. And here is the odd part. Plot what it covers, and most of the chart stays lit. Turn a Korean sunscreen over. Find the actives. One line reads Ethylhexyl Triazone. Say it slowly. It looks like three things. It is one UV filter doing much of the work in that bottle. So we start with the name. But it answers to 5 names. BASF sells it as Uvinul T 150. DSM calls the same thing Parsol EHT. Older labels just say octyltriazone. It is one actor credited under 5 stage names. You could wear it for years and never meet the same word twice. It is never pressed from a plant. It is built in a factory, ring by ring. And by filter standards, it is a heavy molecule. Big and oily. That weight is the point. A big oily molecule tends to stay where you put it, on the skin rather than travel. They'll put it on the map of sunlight. Ultraviolet arrives in 3 bands. The short one burns you. The 2 long ones age skin slowly over years. This filter works on the burning band. Only that one. Now look at the other 2. So here's our page for it. Every name it goes by, in one list, and one number worth keeping. In our data, 460 sunscreens are built on this filter. It covers 1 band of the 3. Most people picture a mirror. Light lands, light bounces off, job done. That is the wrong picture. This filter does not push ultraviolet back at you. Picture a sponge, not a wall. The rays go in, and they do not come back out. So where does that energy go? The molecule takes it in and holds it for a moment. Then it lets it go again as warmth, far too little to feel. But that ray is spent now. It never lands on your skin as light. But it does not swallow every wavelength the same way. It is tuned, like a radio tuned to one station. Its station sits near 314 nanometers. That is the shortwave band that burns you, called UVB. There it is loudest. So watch the rays come down. Most of that short band stops right there. Some still gets through. That is how a filter works, not a flaw in it. Think of a sieve, not a lid. So the useful question about a bottle changes. It is not whether this filter is good, it is which stations the whole bottle covers. This one owns the burning band. The long waves, the ones that age skin, need other filters beside it. Start in Europe, because Europe prints its answer. One annex names every filter a sunscreen may use. This one is on that annex, cleared up to 5%, so here it is not a special case, it is an ordinary cosmetic ingredient. A filter is on that list, or it is not. Think of a name at the door of a party. The doorman does not argue with you, he just reads the page. So there is nothing to debate here, there is only a lookup. And a lookup is safe to put on screen. But America runs its list a different way. The FDA never added this filter to its sunscreen monograph. That is the approved list of active ingredients. If a filter misses that list, an American sunscreen cannot use it. So the chemistry is not the problem here. The paperwork is. So we keep a page for the filters stuck in that queue. Our data gathers them in one place, and this one sits right there on it, cleared across an ocean, still waiting at home. Japan says yes too, but through a different door. There, a sunscreen is not a plain cosmetic. It sits in a middle tier called quasi-drugs. That is the route this filter takes in Japan. Our source backs that framework. It does not back a ceiling, so we name the route and stop. Then there is Korea, and here we have to stop. We could not find a public list solid enough to show you, so that square gets no number. It renders as a whole with a question mark. A guess would look tidier. It would also still be a guess. So start with the flaw built into the job. An organic filter soaks light up, but the same light can pull some of them apart. So a formula may carry a second filter for one reason, not for cover, just to keep the shaky one standing. But this one is built the other way. Light does not pull it apart the same way. Chemists call that photostable. It just means the sun does not break it down. Think of a candle and an LED. The candle makes light by burning itself away. The LED just keeps running. This filter is far more LED than candle. Therefore, chemists lean on it. It goes in as the floor of a mix, the part that does not wobble. Morning or late afternoon, the molecule is doing the same work. Sweat and towels still take their cut, but this piece is not the one that quits. But it comes with a rule attached. It hardly dissolves in water. It needs an oil to carry it, so it fits sun care built for a long day. It also tells the rest of the bottle what to be. Pick this filter, and you have picked an oil phase too. So what does it cost you? Not staying power. That part it wins. The cost is the light it never touches. It works on UVB, the band that burns. The 2 UVA bands are not its job. Something else in the bottle has to answer for them, and that bill is still unpaid. So it lasts. But where would you actually meet it? 460 sunscreens we track carry it. That is not a boutique ingredient. That is plumbing. Nobody photographs the pipes in a house, and nothing in the house works without them. But you will not meet it on the front of a box. The front sells texture and finish, and this one travels under a few trait names. Uvinul T 150, Parsol EHT, so the back is where it shows up. There it reads Ethylhexyl Triazone. Though take one real bottle, the Parsol Soothing Sun Essence. We scored it 92.95 out of 100. That number is ours, not the brand's. It comes from our published method, and anyone can go and read that. Therefore, walk the page with me. Our score sits at the top. The filter list runs right below it. The reasoning sits next to both, so you can check the two against each other. You do not have to take my word. Therefore, the habit is small. Find that name in the backlist, then read what is standing next to it. On its own, this filter covers UVB, the burning band. That leaves the two long-wave UVA bands open. Something else has to cover those. So bring back the chart from the top of the show. One row on it, ours. It takes the burning band, then stops, so two bands stay lit. Picture an orchestra pit with one player in it. She is superb, but she cannot be the brass and the drums as well. But add the partner it was built for, Uvinul A+, an oil-based filter for the long wave, the part linked with aging. Watch the lit bands go dark. Our data has it cleared in Europe, Japan, and Korea, so this pair is not exotic. Where it is allowed, it is routine. But look at the next name, B, Mo, Tree, Z, Null. One filter that covers both sides at once, burning band and long wave. And it is the name here that the US has already cleared. So the American whole is not about modern filters as a group, it is about this one molecule. But the fourth name is odd, Parsol SLX. It is built on silicone. It takes the burning band and it helps hold the other filters steady. So some new filters are not here to replace the old ones, they keep them standing. Here is our page for the whole family. Those stack all 4 rows. Nothing on the chart is left glowing. The hole we opened with was never a flaw in this filter. It was a job description, bring company. Most shelves in the world already do, one shelf still cannot. So that is Ethylhexyl Triazone. Steady in the light, efficient at low levels, and only ever a shortwave filter. It never covered the whole of ultraviolet. It covered one band, better than nearly anything else can. The rest was always someone else's job. That is why the newer filters exist. There is a page for each one on our site. It is free.